since we talked last, Biden announced the big announcement that he knew would completely piss off most conservatives, right-wingers. The ones to basically mandate vaccines for all contractors that work with the federal government.
Yeah, but he's not even doing it that way. It's like, oh, you have to get a vaccine or you have to get a test every week. Fuck you, caving ass motherfucker. Strap them down and do it.
Yeah, it's kind of...
I joke about being a tanky, but there's my authoritarian, fucking tendency. No, you fucking grab them by their goddamn fucking hair, and while they're screaming about their religious freedom, you fucking stick the needle in, and then you plunge the thing, and then you say, off you go, wait 10 minutes in case your throat closes up, and then go on about your fucking business. I don't want to hear any more from you.
I feel like I almost kind of predicted this, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like when this virus was the pandemic was really first starting, I remember saying something like, people can't handle this. People are rejecting information. I think I was talking about specifically older people just cannot handle this because it's not in the wheelhouse of something they've experienced before. And older people are at the point, like if you're over like 45 or 50 or whatever, you feel like you've gone through pretty much everything at this point.
Yep.
And I remember saying this, a year ago or whatever.
Now,
maybe a year and a half ago.
Whippersnappers don't know what... The one group of people that I sympathize with about that, though, are like really, really old people that don't give a fuck if they live or die. Those are the ones that, like, I'm like, yeah, whatever, go about your business.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. If that's, sure, I guess. But I feel like most of the old people have been vaccinated. It's like it's the fucking boomers. It's the people who are vulnerable, but not the most vulnerable, are the ones that are skipping out on the vaccine for the most part, I think. And I don't know. I don't know how many. I'd have to really look at statistics, but I bet that's the biggest demographic. It's like boomer white people of unvaccinated people, if I had to guess. Just because you have to imagine most of the old people, their doctors are like, listen, you need to get this. And they're like, all right, I guess I'll do it. The doctor's recommending Klinsky's take on Biden and Joe Manchin?
No.
Is basically he said, if I was Joe Biden, I would say you're going to vote for this $3.5 trillion budget reconciliation bill that you're so famously being opposed to. It's just, ugh. Anyways, you're going to do it, or else I'm going to get the Department of Justice to investigate you and your daughter, Joe Manchin's daughter, and the manipulation going on with the pharmaceutical drugs and whatnot. And because there's definitely some fucking shady ass shit going on. And if all Biden would have had to do is say, I know there's some shady shit going on, and I will send the DOJ after your ass. Because the fuck do I have to lose at this point? I just pulled out of Afghanistan.
Yeah, and
like, things are going crazy right now. I think Kyle Klinsky's right on this. Like, Joe Biden should just fucking go
yes,
balls out
hard.
on this, and say, fuck you, Joe Manchin. If you don't want to fucking play ball, then I'm gonna fucking send your goddamn daughter to jail because she deserves to be in jail in the first place. You know, like, fuck it.
Yeah.
So,
Isn't she the one that wasn't it her company that raised the price of EpiPens from
yeah.
$3 to $600 or whatever?
It's definitely has something to do with EpiPens. Let's see.
Yeah,
Documents reveal Joe Manchin's
price.
daughter as kingpin in EpiPen price gouging scandal.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, she's the reason that people have died, because they can't afford EpiPens.
Yes, she's a murderer.
So the Biden administration is enforcing a policy that was enacted by the Trump administration on Haitian immigrants, deporting them by the hundreds, even though a court has recently said that the policy was not legal and should be shot down. Now the Biden administration is appealing, so they are appealing to the courts to keep a Trump era policy that says because of COVID we can deport as many people as we want, and the Haitian community that has kind of bubbled up in South Texas. That there's apparently thousands of Haitians there seeking asylum. And for people who don't know, Haiti has had
Had
a presidential assassination.
Just disaster after disaster after disaster. And
so their president, who was not a great president, but regardless was their president, was assassinated, probably by political opponents, basically, and
No, I
I mean, it's a real complicated issue about who actually did it. And there's not a whole lot of certainty there, but either way, it created a lot of chaos in the country, and then they were immediately followed up by an earthquake. So the country is just in turmoil right now.
Joe, our man Joe, Ice Cream Joe, is a fucking. It's like it's the he wrote the fucking crime bill, man. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised necessarily, but at the same
well, no,
time,
it's
here's my take on it though, just to get that off my chest here. My take is that Biden is responding to Republican pressure coming from Texas, Ted Cruz, and people like that. And basically they're like, we're making a big deal out of this crisis down here, this immigration crisis. And Biden's like, well, I need to be, I need to do something about this, Jack, or whatever. And so he's just fucking doing what Trump would have done. And the thing is, the Republicans are going to call it a crisis and call Biden a failure, regardless of what he does do. It doesn't really matter. So why cave to them? Why fucking do the thing they want you to do? Because they're just gonna act like you're not doing it anyways, right?
because yes, but
I mean,
here's why.
do you see a possibility where all of a sudden the Republicans next week are like, Joe Biden is doing the right thing by deporting all of these Haitians? No, they're fucking not going to cover that shit at all on Fox News. They're going to
No,
fucking ignore it and pretend like it's not happening and continue. They'll talk about the crisis at the border, but they're not going to mention what Biden's doing about it.
but
Or if they do, they'll casually just breeze over it.
like Christmas was talking about this, and it's fucking true. It's like that generation, those boomers are like they as a group, as long as they're white, uh, like lived like literal kings had lived in the past.
Yeah.
And now they just think that's the way it is. And
Yeah.
they need to get knocked down.
A
They need
couple
to be
pegs.
humbled.
Yeah. Maybe be homeless for a month.
Or get kicked out of the hospital. Dude, the fact and this is the other thing, right? Is that what these motherfuckers don't have any goddamn dignity. They don't have any self-respect. They're gonna go talking all this mad shit, whatever. That Herman Cain subreddit thing is just unbelievable, right?
Oh
Because
yeah, it's trending every day on the like hot, top front page of Reddit. It's like
when
in the
I
top 20, posts every day. There's a new one, the Herman r/Herman Cain Award. In case anyone-
I've been deep diving that shit.
Oh
mainly
yeah.
because it's all over my my Reddit feed is very curated, right? And as soon as I subscribe to that subreddit, I get one like every 3 posts is a Herman Cain Award.
Well,
And
somebody mentioned this in the comments of one of them, but the saddest thing about the Herman Cain Award is that they don't really even need that many upvotes. Like literally, there's just new ones constantly flooding, and they're always like so similar. It's always somewhere between 5 and 20 like racist slash anti-vax slash anti-Biden slash anti-Fauci, anti-government. Yeah, like COVID isn't real, Chinese hoax, blah blah blah. All the like, they go through the gambit, and then the last couple are picture of them in the hospital, like
right,
with
my husband,
oxygen. Yeah, and the last one is we just lost an angel or whatever, and it's like the wife of the person like talking.
Oh god,
it's the same every single time, and it's like, that's the sad part is that they don't even have to like, do this whole upvote like what's hot today kind of thing. It's just like, no, there's just new ones constantly flooding, and
right.
like they're funny in this like Schadenfreude kind of way, but it's like at a certain point where really it's sad.
It's not, see, for me, it's not sad and it's not Schadenfreude. It's oh look, you know that thing that you've been telling poor people about forever, right? Oh, the survival of the fittest and all that fucking, bootstrap fucking bullshit. Oh, you should just, be better at stuff for what, all that shit, right? It's like, oh, well, shoes on the other foot now. Not even ha. It's just like, just fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, that's seriously, fuck you to all of them.
So I guess at this point, like, my question is, which one's going to have a greater impact in 2022 and 2024? The massive voter suppression kind of MO that the Republican Party has going on right now from state to state, or the fact that the Republican Party is pretty consistently dying off right now?
That's a good question.
Well, okay, yeah. One thing when Biden did his little announcement about the vaccines sort of being mandated for
kind of sort of,
yeah. I did really like the fact that he called out Fox News. He's like, even Fox News mandates that their staff be vaccinated. And it's like, yes, please make that a soundbite and play it fucking everywhere. Turn it into a million memes. Like, let these fucking cave people hear that. And just to trigger them to fucking Google that shit and like look it up. You know what I mean? Like, do your research. What is Fox News?
Do your research. Do your fucking research.
Yeah.
The thing you tell us always to do all the time.
read an article recently that was pretty convincing, talking about the identity of the famous UK street artist known as Banksy.
So, somebody figured out who he is?
Somebody got pretty damn close, and I'm pretty convinced that this person is either Banksy or is like best friends with Banksy and helping Banksy get paid, basically. But I'm sure you're familiar with a musical artist known as Gorillaz.
Sure, yes.
The artist who, actually created the characters, the artwork, the animation for Gorillaz. His name is Jamie Hewlett, and this article I was reading apparently, like, pretty much links him straight to Banksy. Apparently, what is it called? Exit through the gift shop, and like anything that's like somehow been like money related with Banksy has gone through this company that's owned by this guy Jamie Hewlett, who's the animator for Gorillaz. So a lot of people are suspecting that it's either him or somebody he's very good friends with and works with. There's also been conspiracies that it's the guy from Massive Attack. I forget the guy's name.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah, what's his name? 3D something.
I don't know.
The white guy from Massive Attack. A lot of people over the years have suspected that he is Banksy, but more recent evidence has kind of pointed more towards this Jamie Hewlett guy, who's friends with the guy from Massive Attack. I'm pretty sure Gorillaz and Massive Attack have done some kind of collaboration at some point.
Sure.
Anyways, yeah. When it comes down to it, Banksy's probably in that friend group of like trip hop dudes in England.
Bristol.
Yeah. Just some blokes doing some fucking bloody bullshit.
And some straight off.
The government is lying to you. The media is lying to you. Your racist aunt on Facebook is definitely lying to you.
She doesn't think she is.
If you are in need of a trustworthy source of facts and truth, subscribe to Special Interest Coup.
Something a little different.
I got one more thing to talk about.
Is it good?
Yeah. It's horrible. Have you heard about why France is pissed off at Australia right now?
Something about nuclear submarines?
Yes. So,
But they don't. But I heard that they don't have nuclear weapons on them. They run on nuclear power.
right.
So that makes it matter less to me.
I guess. But basically, Australia was set to purchase some nuclear-powered submarines from France.
Mm-hmm.
And then the United States and the UK said no. We'll give you a bunch of those for free.
Oh man!
But you have to keep them floating around down there between you and China.
Yeah, of course.
So it's basically a way of kind of like ramping up the new Cold War with China. There's this new alliance forming now between the U.S., Australia, and the U.K. called AUKUS.
Okay.
Originally, India was supposed to be part of it, but I think they're just too fucking.
Or they don't want to.
Too much of a wild card, or they just don't want to. I don't know exactly what's going on. Modi is probably not the most easy fucking political leader to deal with, I'm sure.
No.
He seems like a little bit of a nut job to me, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how he compares.
Yes, he's a fascist.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
So, anyways, I guess they're not involved, but originally they were supposed to be. It was supposed to be U.S., U.K., Australia, India, united against China. Now, I guess India's not part of it so much or whatever. They're starting this AUKUS thing instead. But France was, they were so upset about it. It was kind of funny, actually. Just like, I'm just listening to some French guy yell. It might have been Macron, I'm not sure.
Whoa, like, it's like, dude, France, handle your business. Who gives a fuck? Why do you, like, come on. Why do you
Well,
care?
they lost out on a major business contract, but the real news here is that this is all part of anti-China, like, Cold War kind of shit, and it's scary. I really don't want to be ramping up shit with China. Like, I don't think that's a good idea. I think that we're more likely to
Come out on the losing end of that?
Yes, that too. Like, we're more likely to start some shit, and we're most likely to fucking lose some shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're most likely to win and gain in all situations we can talk about.
Well, yeah, so. They make all our stuff. What the fuck? Why would we go to, like, and that's the thing that China, I feel like, could just look at this and be like, they are absolutely bullshit. Fuck them. I dare them. Come on. Yo, you
and that's probably, for the most part, that's probably what they're thinking, but they still don't like it. They don't like the ramped up tensions. They don't like the extra, submarines in the region. They don't like all this shit. And and I don't blame them at all.
Oh yeah, they should shoot one of them. There's Australians. Who cares?